Well, hello everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. My heart is filled with gratitude and appreciation for my present subscribers. Now, speaking my present subscribers, something is happening with YouTube, it seems, because my videos don't seem to be promoted. I've been stuck, for example, guys, for months at 78 and 79 subscribers. Going back and forth from 79 to 78. What the hell is going on? You know, I asked the question, guys, who's in the rabbit hole of YouTube? You know, I respect the platforms of YouTube. I've always said we've got to use these platforms respectfully, everybody. My present subscribers, you guys know I'm trying to bring transparency. I'm trying to be advocates for the truth with you guys on the most important subject and issues of our times. I truly believe, and that is the real secret space program. That's right. And if you guys enjoy my videos, and welcome everybody new to my channel, I hope, with your support everybody, I hope we can change this if indeed I'm being targeted and blocked on YouTube in terms of subscribers. I want to see those subscribers go up after this video, okay? Because 78, 79 subscribers, are you kidding me? I should have more. But again, I thank everybody in the meantime. And I thank all my comments. Sometimes I get the odd negative comment, but I can deal with constructive criticism after all. But really, guys, my intentions are honest. I'm trying to be bold, honest, open, and true. And I'm trying to be intellectually honest with my work, guys, because we have been lied to 50 to 60 years on these free energy generation propulsion systems. And we're going to talk about a little bit about the black budget technology. I'm going to really break it down in future videos, guys. But today, we are going to expose somebody who I believe is a CIA asset. And it pains me to say it, guys, because this guy is Canadian. That's right. He's from my powerful country of Canada and my beautiful people here in Canada. And guess who he is, everybody? And again, guys, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Just real quickly, before I say who it is, find that church bell, will you, on the internet, and hit it so you can be notified for future videos, okay? That bell. Again, let's grow this channel, guys. What is going on? Stuck at 78, 79 subscribers? And I'm talking about the most important issues and topics of our times, okay? Oh, and one more thing, guys, on this ramble, on this little bit of rant on the introduction. But really, I keep saying on every video, guys, I did a live stream, and I'm honored to do so, that I was invited on from none other than Joe from the Carolinas, my great YouTube buddy out there. Hi, Joe. As I keep saying, Joe, you're doing great work. We're loving your videos, man. So Joe and I did, I think, one of the most powerful, electrifying live streams perhaps ever done. And it was on the Real Secret Space Program. I'll put the link in the description. You guys can check it out. You can see him on Facebook and Instagram. I'll put the links there too. And finally, I set up a Patreon account. It should be in the description, guys, for anybody who wants to support me on my channel. I've had several subscribers in the past willing to donate. They asked me, do you have a way for people to donate? Some people have asked me, and unfortunately, I had to say no. I didn't even know how to set up a Patreon account, guys. I have no technological savvy. So anyway, guys, if you're willing to support me, great. You know, I could use some better sound quality, maybe a new video camera. My buddy Joe from the Carolinas had claimed he was going to get me a video camera, and Joe, you never did. And speaking of that, Joe also said, after we did our powerful live stream, at the very end of the video, guys, you'll hear him say, he said, we got to have you on again, Jason. I said, absolutely. And I went like this. And Joe, you've never had me on again. It's been a year later. What is going on with you, Joe? You know we can affect thousands of more people, bringing them in to learn about the Real Secret Space Program, the activities in space, and how the U.S. leadership and government have largely been lying, and the Deep Black Program contractors. They've been lying to the public for way too long, year after year, decade after decade. And it's time, everybody, that we get the truth. You know, I've always said that the Real Secret Space Program, it gives us a great stage to improve our cognitive distance, right? Our way of knowledge, about knowing life, about knowing reality, you know? Because when you start to look at the covert side particularly, and you start to have intelligent discourse and look at the real history of the gravity research the Americans were doing, then you start to be able to cut through the misdirection, the lies, the orchestrated strategic distractions, and you start to see the truth, everybody. And, you know, because remember, the governments, they continually put out psyops. They try to distort reality, again, through orchestrated strategic distractions, often egregious lies. And we deserve better, my friends. We've got to get our power and sovereignty back, especially if we want global vigilance for victory, everybody. So that's what I'm trying to do through my videos, everybody, and I need your support and want your support, okay? So after that ramble, here we go, guys. Who is the CIA asset, I believe, that's out there right now that's doing actually a very popular series? Well, here it is, guys. Take a deep breath. Are you ready? It pains me to say this because he's my Canadian boy from Canada. It's Chris Hadfield, guys. That's right. The Canadian astronaut. Very famous. And I'm sure he's done some good work for our country and for the world in some ways. But guess what? This is often what the CIA, elements of the CIA, the NRO, the NSA, the Deep Black Program contractors, some of them, my friends, particularly the CIA, though, this is what they do. They'll use a guy, some of these astronauts, basically as CIA assets, throwing you out disinformation. And more importantly, my friends, getting guys like this to not talk about the real important information. And that's concerning the real technology, the black budget technology, the free energy generation propulsion systems, my friends, that's not relying on rockets. Look at this. This is a massive cigar-shaped craft, guys. I love talking about this. I used to talk about this a lot, right? Right here in my place. This is taken by the Hubble telescope all the way in 1985, man. They're sitting in the rings of Saturn. And guess who that's staffed by? U.S. naval officers, my friends. That is a fact. And Billy Carson, who owns First Class Space Agency, he even tells you, okay? I've always said, everybody, NASA is just a cover for the NRO and the Air Force space programs. And the NRO and the Air Force, they're a cover for a much more highly classified covert space program that's spearheaded by the Navy. But you'll never hear Chris Hadfield talk about it, everybody. This is what's so disgusting, guys. You know, this is how they try to rebuke our power and sovereignty. They get a guy like Chris Hadfield, the Canadian famous astronaut, and he's doing a series right now called Masterclass. Well, guess what? Why I immediately connected him to the CIA, my friends, and why he's not doing anything to help us get our power and sovereignty back. He's not talking about the black budget technology. Not only that, if I may, guys, I want to play his ad from Masterclass. Now, I can't show you the video, because it may go against copyrights. But I'm going to play it. You guys can hear this for yourselves. Listen to the very first line of the ad. It will show right away, my friends, he has no noble intentions of trying to penetrate this black budget technology for us. Chris Hadfield has no noble intentions of telling you the truth of the real exotic technology that within the heart of the military-industrial complex, they are utilizing, my friends. The Americans, and this technology, by the way, here's an important fact too, my friends. It is trans-international, and Chris Hadfield will know, right? Russia and China have military UFO flying programs as well, my friends. Okay? This technology is trans-international. And Americans have, again, I've shown you guys with the video on the missing trillions, the series I'm doing, that the whole economy is being organized and run from the U.S. leadership and federal government largely for UFO, military UFO flying programs. We're being financially harvested, my friends, for all this massive off-planet investment. And we've been lied to largely on it. Again, and this has been going on for 50 to 60 years, everybody. You just got to look at it, okay? It never ceases to amaze me, the off-planet investment that's been going on for years, my friends. They have had this technology to swiftly move into space without strain. And if we get time, guys, I'm going to quote you 2 newspaper articles that I've said before. I've memorized them to show you without a doubt the Americans made that gravity breakthrough in the 1950s. But again, Chris Hadfield, he never talks about it. So here's an example, everybody. You ready? Listen to this first sentence that Chris Hadfield says. First one.
The rocket equation, it's a beautiful thing.
The rocket equation, a beautiful thing?
Launches through space.
Are you kidding me? I'll play the rest of the ad in a moment, my friends. He just said, did you hear that? The rocket equation is a beautiful thing. That's right away, guys, you know that he's a CIA asset, basically, in my opinion. I mean, how could he not be? Because rockets, as I've said in many videos, guys, rockets, any researcher worth a grain of salt and anybody half awake will tell you, and my buddy Michael Schratt will say the same thing. He's the great aircraft aerospace historian, Michael Schratt, that rockets is 1943 Nazi German tech, right? 1943, and he says it's obsolete dinosaur technology. And I totally agree. And Billy Carson, who owns First Class Space Agency, he's got almost 1 million followers on Instagram and Facebook. You guys can find him out. And he's on forbiddenknowledge.com that he has. He's, again, another guy who's got noble intentions to give us transparency and truth of what's really going on here. And my buddy Michael Schratt and I, we're one of the few researchers in the world, really the only guys, that's trying to penetrate this black budget technology for us. And Billy Carson's sort of doing it in his own way. But I'm telling you, my friends, rockets is, and even Billy Carson will tell you, rockets is dumb. I mean, this is how, and even Billy Carson has talked about in so many words, everybody, this is how the governments try to disorient the public. All the private space companies, what are they using? Rockets. Elon Musk with SpaceX, right, is using his Falcon 5 heavy rocket. And you got, you know, the Virgin Company with Branson. They're all using rockets. Everybody, we just got to have intelligent discourse, as I've always said. Let's coalesce our ideas and thinking and come together and talk about these important issues. Because we're being lied to, we're being hoodwinked and played every which way by the military-industrial complex and elements of the CIA. There's absolutely no question about it, everybody. We're way past rockets, but you would never know it, would you, by looking at the private space companies? You know, and you got even people, there's so many YouTube channels, I got to laugh at these guys, because they're making money, and they're trumpeting rockets and getting all these views on YouTube. Again, guys, we're way past so-called all these sophisticated rockets. Again, like Elon Musk, SpaceX. Elon Musk is just another commercial dangle for the U.S. intel agencies. And now, I truly believe, my friends, Chris Hadfield, they're using this guy as a commercial dangle, right? Just look at him and just listen to what he just said. Rockets is a beautiful equation. That is 1943, again, Nazi German tech, my friends. It is obsolete dinosaur technology. They're not using primarily rockets to fly all these military UFOs. And look at this, guys. This is why I get so exasperated, man. I study this stuff. We are going to break down this black budget technology once and for all. I keep saying it, guys. I've done videos before on the TR-3B, these amazing black triangles, but we're going to do it again. And this comes out of the Aurora Space Program. I've told you guys many times, my present subscribers will know. Comes out of the Aurora Space Program, and I've told you guys, I've connected it. There's no question. Guess who's the prime contractor? If you guys have watched my videos, you know the answer. Lockheed Martin. That's right. Lockheed Martin have such a monopoly on a lot of these projects, and they are the prime contractors for many of these black triangles, my friends. And this is utilizing primarily free energy. The energy systems in it will get you off stinky oil, gas, coal, and nuclear for the most part. We haven't needed oil, gas, coal, or nuclear, guys, for 50 to 60 years, or centralized utilities. That's a known fact. But again, you just got to look at it, everybody. So let's play a little bit more of the ad, if you don't mind. It's a short ad here from Chris Hadfield. Again, the Canadian astronaut, who I truly believe is a CIA asset. How can you not think that, guys, when you hear that first sentence? He's bragging about rockets. It's obsolete. I told you guys, the military, again, I'll try to calm down here, everybody. I get so riled up. Once you start to do hardcore research, again, just looking at real history too, my friends, of the 1950s, and then looking at the covert side. Again, the 1950s, everybody, the Americans did an epic human project. I keep saying, in terms of researching, developing, and ultimately curating amazing, radical, gnarly military UFOs, my friends. I will never vacillate, as I always say, for my conviction that it's all military UFOs, my friends. It absolutely is. You never need an ET explanation, you know. You got Richard Dolan and all these ufologists. They're subscribing that, oh, we reverse engineered ET craft at Roswell and that some are ET flying these UFOs, or they might be ET. You know, these guys, in my opinion, like Richard Dolan, my friends, they sell their souls. Kind of like Chris Hadfield's doing. You know, they always hyperbolize and sensationalize the vague uncertainty of UFOs and who's piloting them. Richard Dolan, he's a perfect case of somebody who subscribes to all this ET nonsense and all these ET stories, and he's making a lot of money, isn't he? Again, in my opinion, he's a sellout, largely on ufology, and he's selling a soul. And so is Chris Hadfield selling his soul in a different way, my friends, not telling you about the black budget technology. I'm telling you, my friends, come on. Reason, logic, common sense, right? When you're in a position like Chris Hadfield as the famous Canadian astronaut, he's not stupid. He's got to know that this black budget technology, things like the TR-3B, even though he's not read into the programs per se, but he's got to know that technology is trans-international, my friends, that there's significant military UFO flying programs. How could Chris Hadfield not know, right? The whole planet is being harvested, man, to feed the economy largely for military UFO flying programs. That's the lion's share of the economy, the black budget. I talked about it in my Missing Trillions videos, guys. And Catherine Austin Fitts, who worked under George W. Bush, the Secretary for HUD, Housing and Urban Development, she's been trying to bring transparency to the black budget for 15 years, guys, showing you this is the lion's share of the economy. And more people are waking up to it, right? And it's making the U.S. intel agencies very nervous, and elements of the CIA. So Chris Hadfield, guys, he's got to know about a little bit about the black budget technology. He'll know about that there are military UFOs flying all over space, and you can see it on overwhelming video evidence time and time again, right? And NASA tries to cut the feeds off. You know, NASA, they just have so many egregious lies, guys. They pull all these diva moves. It's hilarious. Same with the CIA, all these diva moves, you know, to try to cover this up. The cover-up has gotten so ridiculous, guys. We'll get into that in a moment, maybe. But Chris Hadfield's really let us down, everybody. And here, you know, let's play the ad to make sure here, guys. So you heard the first sentence, right? Rockets is a beautiful equation, right? He's not going to mention anything about the TR-3B, the black triangles. He won't talk about the flying saucers that have been seen by millions of people worldwide as well, right? That could turn right angles without decelerating, 120-degree angles without decelerating, go thousands of miles an hour within seconds. We all know, everybody, you can't do that with rockets, right? Absolutely you can't, because the G-forces would rip apart the pilot. And Chris Hadfield doesn't talk about it, does he? So what does that tell you? He's a CIA asset, everybody. He's selling his soul, man. Here we go. Watch this.
Your fingers crossed. That's not how we deal with risk.
And now they're showing a picture of a rocket, guys. Remember?
From 21 years.
So he's just said he's worked 21 years, I guess he's saying here, as an astronaut. They just showed a picture of a rocket, right? And I told you guys before. Let me just take a drink, if I may, guys. I hope I've earned a drink talking on this video today. This is important truth, guys, and we need transparency and truth. You know, here's the thing. Thank you for listening, guys, and staying with me here. During the Apollo moon missions, even in 1967 and 1969, all during the Apollo moon missions, guys, and this includes when they sent Neil Armstrong, of course, and Buzz Aldrin and Edgar Mitchell to the moon. I did a brief video on this before, guys, and we'll do it again in the future. I can guarantee you, my friends, without a doubt, you just got to do a little bit of research and you'll find all this out for yourselves, guys. And I'm a hardcore researcher, as you know. I'm trying my very best, guys. But without a doubt, even during the Apollo moon missions, including Gemini missions, actually, even before Apollo, guys, but certainly during the Apollo moon missions as well, there was already a covert space program in place, guys. They had already developed it. I told you guys, once you know that the Americans made the gravity breakthrough with the help of the Nazi German scientists, because we know the Americans brought them over in 1947, right? The Americans within the military-industrial complex, they largely sold their souls, and we know they made those devil dealings with the hardcore Nazi German clips, the paperclip scientists, right? They expunged many of their records. They had them start up NASA. That's why to this day, guys, we can't even trust NASA largely, right? Because they were already formed. JPL was as part of the military-industrial establishment in the intelligence community. A lot of people forget that, and that's why NASA tries to cover up for the NRO and the Air Force space programs and the Navy, my friends, over and over again, okay? My point is, when we sent the Apollo moon mission astronauts to the moon, those guys were largely great American patriots, don't get me wrong, but I'm telling you, my friends, the military were already up on the moon, covertly on the far side, and the evidence is there, guys. All video evidence is there. Towers being built in the 1960s, right? You got glass domes all over the far side of the moon that you can see to this day, my friends. That was going up during the 1960s and up to the present. Major industrializing of the moon, guys. And yet the U.S. leadership and government and the Deep Black program contractors, and this means elements of the CIA, they have not been courageous, everybody. They still will not be courageous and tell you the truth that the military were already up there. Because, guys, it's all about who controls the high ground, right? And so whoever can be on the moon and control the moon basically controls the world. And you better believe there's been factions of the Americans and Nazis on the far side of the moon ever since the Apollo moon missions. No question about it. But the biggest lie in humanity is, everybody, they keep telling you, right? Even China said a few months ago, the big lie that, oh, Buzz Aldrin, Neil, you know, those Apollo astronauts, they were the first in humanity to be on the moon. But that's a lie, everybody. Okay, I just want you to know that. So let's play the rest of the ad from Chris Hadfield here. Here we go.
As an astronaut is that the more you know, the less you fear.
Well, that's true. The more you know, the less you fear. Some good lines here.
Class is to share the hidden depths of purpose that are behind space exploration.
Space exploration. He showed a picture of a rocket, guys. More rockets.
Focusing in.
You guys got to check this out when you get a chance, man. It's all about rockets. Are you kidding me? And rockets, guys. Rockets was a great thing during the 1940s. Sure. Okay. It was good technology back then. But my friends, they made that gravity breakthrough in the 1950s, man. Rockets and it pollutes our environment, guys. We shouldn't be utilizing any rockets. And yet this guy's trumpeting rockets. Guys, always be careful. When people start trumpeting rockets, particularly, again, an astronaut, even though he's my Canadian astronaut, Canadian boy, Chris Hadfield, then you know, guys, he's selling his soul because he's got to know we're past rockets, man. This guy's in the know, guys, to a certain degree. Okay, he's an astronaut. He's got to know about the black budget technology. He'll be read in to a certain degree on some of the military UFO flying programs going on. He won't be read into it completely. It's very compartmentalized. It's very classified. But the guy's not stupid, everybody. He'll know we're way past rockets. I mean, look at these symbols, guys. I've shown you before, right? They even put it on the merchandise. They secretly encrypt symbols, the military does, in patches. And if you could elucidate and decrypt the symbols in the patch, you start to understand what's going on in a program. I talked about this a long time ago. Very important, everybody. And you don't take it from me. You can Google this all for yourselves, guys. And the researchers will show you all the different symbols in the patches, okay? But the one you will not find, ironically, because I'm the only one to connect it, other than one other researcher who alluded to it, is the triangles, guys. They've got them on so many patches I can't even keep up. For the Mir space station, Russia's got them. China's got the similar triangles. Well, guess what, guys? It shows you that technology is transinternational. This represents, you know the next guest, don't you? You got it. The TR-3B, guys, out of the Aurora space program. China and Russia have them as well. It's on their patches. And they put it right in front of your face, guys, thinking we're too stupid, we're dumbed down, and have willful ignorance, or just don't care. And it's right there, and it's very, very important. This is the technology, everybody, okay? So we'll continue on here with Chris Hadfield, guys, because this is such an important ad. They're trying to disorient you and lie to you, guys. They're lying to you. Rockets is dinosaur obsolete technology. I can't stress it enough, guys. Can I be any more clear? Here we go. I hope you can hear this.
But at the moment that you're in, study every system on a spaceship and then boil it down
Rockets.
to what I call a one-pager. You've got to be able to solve your problems in one breath.
He's going through the rocket equations. Unreal.
You have to push your lungs forward through the drag of the atmosphere.
That's right. Rockets.
You're like a leaf in a hurricane.
It's hard on the body, isn't it? Rockets.
Rho V squared S. 16 times the speed of sound as you accelerate harder and harder. That light blue Florida sky.
TV's over here, guys.
Darker and darker. And then suddenly,
Whoa.
and the engine shut off, and you're weightless.
Weightless. Isn't that sweet?
Turn the handle and open the hatch. You pull yourself out into the universe, and now suddenly, when you move your knees, you can feel the searing heat of the sun on one
Yes.
side, and the incredibly cold emptiness of space on the other. When you're no longer Earthlings, how do you navigate? You can use the stars.
Tell us about
You can
this,
actually
Chris.
see how that place where you
Tell us about military
the
UFOs.
overall complexity and reality.
You won't hear him say it. I love the universe too, Chris.
Unavoidably wonder, are we alone in the universe?
I'll be doing videos, guys, on cosmology of the universe. Trust me. Very soon again.
Our technology is just good enough now that some of you
It's almost
taking this
over, guys.
master
Stay
class
with me
are
here.
going to fly in space. Reusable rockets.
One moment, guys.
Give us access to explore like we've never had before. It will be a great moment of introspection for humanity if you're the person who finds that one little fossilized flower on Mars.
Aha.
I'm Chris Hadfield, and this is my masterclass.
This is my master class. Chris Hadfield. He uses that word introspection, right? That's a cool word. And Chris is talking about, if we find flowers on Mars. Guys, I can guarantee you, absolutely guarantee you, that Chris Hadfield would have to know there's already a multi-planetary civilization on one side of Mars. And this is a whole other video we'll do, guys. And Billy Carson, who owns First Class Space Agency, he tells you guys, him and his researchers have discovered over 50,000 anomalies just on one side of Mars alone, guys. 50,000 anomalies. And they define what an anomaly is. They have a certain criteria. They don't just say, oh, this looks odd, we'll classify this as an anomaly. No, they have a certain criteria. If it doesn't fit in the background and there's certain criteria, then you know it's probably an intelligently designed structure. My friends, the military have been going to Mars for decades, my friends. No question about it. And now we have the push for the whole world to go into space, right? This multi-planetary civilization one day to be on Mars. But the big lie, again, guys, from the CIA, NRO, NSA, the Deep Black Program contractors out there, they will not admit the military have major covert production on the one side of Mars. And you better believe there's slave labor, slave colonies to do it. Because you're not going to just have groups of military building all this infrastructure off planet, my friends, right? No. Unfortunately, all we have to do is look here on our precious Earth of the behavior of the governments and the leadership and elements of the Deep Black Program contractors, my friends. Slave labor, right? Slave labor is, unfortunately, that we know is the largest economic driver in human history. It absolutely is. And so, of course, it's going to be going off planet. Once you're going off planet and you're building all this infrastructure and manufacturing and industrialization, you're going to be using slave labor. And again, guys, you don't have to just take it from me. Billy Carson, in interviews, guys, even recently and many times, he tells you they've got slave labor on Mars. And he knows it's going on the moon, too. There's absolutely no question about it, my friends. And again, all the more reason why we need transparency, right? Why we need to get to the truth. We need a policy discussion. And let's make this transparent, everybody, because this is absolute treason. This is evil and diabolical. Can you imagine slave labor? You're taken from Earth off planet to build infrastructure to help the military, and you're never going to see your beautiful Earth again. Can you imagine the mindset of these poor people up there, my friends? This is happening. It sounds wild, everybody, but once you look at the covert side and real history, look at the evidence, guys, collect the data points. This is going on. And you got guys, whistleblowers like Billy Carson, who's in the know. Actually, he's not just a whistleblower. He's a hardcore space insider, everybody, because he has his own space company, right? He's talking to people that we'll never get a chance to talk to. Although Jason Cosmic RSSP Authority, he might have an informant at Lockheed Martin. You never know. But really, guys, so we need transparency, right? Because when you're building bases on Mars and on the moon for all these decades, then, and you're sacrificing healthcare, guys. They've sacrificed healthcare to build this high-tech civilization, military civilizations out there. They absolutely have, right? And they've sacrificed, so therefore they've sacrificed helping the sick, helping paying our nursing homes. Again, they're financially harvesting, financially fleecing this whole planet, guys, largely for off-planet investment. It's been going on for decades, and this means to build the industrial manufacturing for military UFO flying programs. Many of our underground and under-ocean bases that we know we have worldwide here, this is where a lot of the trillions of dollars being stolen are going, my friends. Remember, 21 trillion missing since 1998 from the U.S. federal government. That's a hard figure from Catherine Austin Fitts. And as much as that is, guys, I told you guys before, that's a low figure because that doesn't even include other elements in the U.S. federal government. And now in 2018, 2019, Catherine's estimated, if you go back to the early 1990s, guys, up to the bailouts, up till now, with the bailouts of the banks, you've got an estimated at least $50 trillion in assets shifted out of North America, okay? And that doesn't even include what may have been shifted in the developed world in Europe, my friends, okay? And that estimation that she has on the 50 trillion, I think that's an accurate assessment. Because, you know, we got 20 trillion we bailed out to the banks or so. You got the pump and dump quantitative easing of the stock markets, right? 11.5 trillion missing from the federal government years ago. I mean, guys, this is reality, unfortunately. And we need to wake up. And we need to get that money back on the budget. So, again, guys, my goal for this video really was to show you Chris Hadfield. He should be ashamed of himself. I hate to say it, Chris. You've sold your soul, in my opinion. You are trumpeting rockets, and that is a joke. That is a bad joke. You shouldn't be trumpeting rockets. You should be helping us to get the black budget technology transparent, to get us the truth on these free energy generation propulsion systems. Because this is what the military have been utilizing. Examples of this for decades, everybody. Okay, they are literally living through an anti-gravity space travel revolution going all over our solar system. Okay, you know, guys, and before I go, here's some more evidence that we're way past rockets. Are you ready? Before we end this video, I've discussed these newspaper articles before, but I think they're so important to go over again, guys. Here we go. Council Bluff, 1955. I think it was November 29th. On the front page heading, there were about 12 to 15 articles back in the day, guys, showing you the historical legacy of this gravity research. So important, right? And it said, spaceship marvel seen if science can outwit gravity. Many in America's aircraft and electronic industries are excited about the possibility of using gravity and magnetic fields as a medium for support for amazing flying vehicles that will not have to depend on air for lift. Did you guys hear that? They will not have to depend on air for lift. Amazing, right? And then it goes on and says, spaceships will be able to accelerate many thousands of miles an hour within seconds and being able to change course suddenly at these speeds without subjecting their passengers to the so-called G-forces from gravitational pull are also envisioned. That's exactly right, everybody. They're not relying on rockets. That's 1955, guys. I'll quote you another one. Right in the same time frame. Amarillo Daily News. Oh, sorry. The newspaper article I just quoted you guys, that was, that was Council Bluffs. So Amarillo Daily News, November 27th, I believe, 1955. Similar heading, but it said, if science can outwit gravity. Okay? Yeah, that one said, one fantastic possibility is if gravity could be understood scientifically and negated or neutralized in some inexpensive manner. Get this, guys. It says it would be possible to build Earth satellites, aircraft, spaceships that will be able to swiftly move into outer space without strain, beyond the orbit of Earth's gravity field. And get this, guys, here's a real important line as well. And they will not have to wrench themselves from the brute force of powerful rockets and expensive chemical fuels. That's exactly right, guys. Why are we still using liquid nitrogen rockets? And here's Chris Hadfield bragging, trumpeting rockets in his whole ad. That's why you know, guys, he's working basically for the CIA. And it's a goddamn shame, and we deserve better, everybody. We absolutely do, okay? Don't buy into the bullshit, excuse my language, from guys like this, even though he's my Canadian boy. All the more reason why we need to expose him for lying to us, guys, and not telling us the truth on the important matters. And he should be getting off rockets. That's a joke. So there you go, guys. 2 newspaper articles showing you the Americans made the gravity breakthroughs. Because once you know scientists are talking about newspaper articles like that, then you know the military already did it a few years prior, guys. And Michael Schratt knows the same thing, okay? Because we already had all kinds of eyewitnesses of military UFOs all over the place, all over the United States and worldwide back then. You had the famous 1952 UFO flyover, right, guys? Remember, right above the Washington Capitol, that very famous case. And they were buzzing all over 2 weekends, all over the United States. And the peak crescendo event, the second weekend, was right above the Washington Capitol. There was about, 7 UFO flying discs seen by thousands of people. You got the pictures of what it looked like. Pretty amazing event. And they started in Britain first. There were UFOs flying over the Pacific Ocean as well. And then they were tracked on radar, but if they first appeared right in front of the radar scopes, they weren't even tracked on radar at the beginning, and then they were flying all over the place, guys. These are known facts, real history, and it shows you, again, the Americans started to make that gravity breakthrough, my friends. They were building military UFOs. Again, this does not rely on rockets, okay, guys? This is a revolutionary non-plutonium physics. Again, just amazing, astounding, remarkable UFO technology. And it's a spiritual dynamo technology, guys. That's how I describe it, because it is. This is why, again, we deserve the truth, guys. This is literally getting the energy from the ether of space, our amazing universe, our cosmos. That is part of the energy systems, guys. And it's so powerful, right? That's why we deserve it. The whole world, guys. Not just for certain groups in the military that's caused enormous privileges for a small group of people that are in the know. And this technology, guys, I told you it's trans-international. Millions of people are working on these projects. It's very compartmentalized. But it's an open secret in the military, guys. It's just unacknowledged. And it's about time we get it acknowledged in the public. And let's get awake on this issue, guys, and let's talk about it, discuss it, right? I hope you guys agree, man. Most important issues at our times. And again, guys, here's the cigar-shaped craft, what it might look like. And you could see it. Real, authentic photos from the Hubble telescope. And there's numerous ones of them, guys. Cigar-shaped craft. All the way in the rings of Saturn, man. Known facts. And that's the U.S. Navy there, my friends. Spearheading these massive cigar-shaped craft. By the way, guys, that's been measured at least 1.5 miles to 2 miles. And there's different measurements on them because they're still millions of miles away when they're photographed. But they're supermassive objects. And guys, Billy Carson even tells you the cigar-shaped craft deep in space are supermassive objects the size of small cities, and they are staffed by U.S. naval officers. And he says that's a fact. So there you go, guys. You could take that to the bank. And cigar-shaped craft have been seen worldwide, by the way. Just not the ones this big, because those are seen by, telescopes that are deep in space. And these are released at nighttime, and it's the Navy, my friends. And this is where a lot of the trillions of dollars are going. You can imagine how expensive it would be to build massive military UFOs like this, my friends. And again, we deserve the truth. Most of us deserve the truth on this. I mean, come on, guys. These are free energies, man. So thanks, guys, so much for being gracious with your times today. There's a lot to digest in this video. But I want you to digest, too, guys, the information on Chris Hadfield exposing him, that he's a CIA asset. Do you guys agree with me? I mean, if you disagree, please feel free to leave a comment. Tell me how am I wrong? Because the guy's trumpeting rockets. You guys got to know by now, right? We're way past rockets. I hope I made that clear to you guys. Know that there's free energy generation propulsion systems. That's what these military UFOs are largely utilizing, guys. The articles show you, the newspaper articles, the performance of military UFOs seen on video evidence and by eyewitnesses also show you they're not relying on rockets. This is reason, logic, common sense, guys. And yet Chris Hadfield, he doesn't say a goddamn word about the black budget technology, does he? He's trumpeting rockets. And that's disgusting, guys. That's not how we get our power and sovereignty back. That's not how we get to the truth on these free energy generation systems. And so Chris Hadfield, he's selling his soul, in my opinion, guys, when he talks like this, trumpeting rockets. That's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Anyways, guys, on a more positive note, again, if we talk about these issues, guys, more, we can compel the U.S. leadership and government, I believe, to finally be honest and explain away this cover-up and lying for 50 to 60 years and gouging U.S. taxpayers' pockets and my beautiful people in Canada and worldwide, everybody. We can do it. We can get our global vigilance for victory because it will be the pinnacle of satisfaction when we do so. All right? It will be the height of joy. We will celebrate, everybody. And we will make, therefore, a positive, transformative change in our world because these free energies, and the military knows it too, guys, certain elements of the military, the deep black program contractors, it will beautify our planet, as I always say, in ways we can't even begin to imagine. I'm telling you guys, it will. Okay? Because it's free energy. It's going to clean up our ecosystem. All the more reason why we deserve the truth on it, guys. Take care. I hope you subscribe if you enjoy my videos, guys. I want to get this above 79 subscribers. I want to find out what the heck's going on. I've been stuck at 78 and 79 subscribers going back and forth. You know, in my opinion, I think I should have thousands of subscribers, you guys out there, so we can get more of this truth out there and get people awake on these issues and coalesce our ideas and thinking. Like I said, guys, we can make a culture shift, a culture drive, and ultimately a societal shift and get our divine right to this black budget technology. So, so important. And we got to expose dirty players, I believe, that the CIA put out there, like Chris Hadfield, unfortunately, my Canadian guy, guys. Chris Hadfield, again, guys, he's basically a liar, in my opinion, because he's trumpeting rockets. You heard the ad, guys. You can see the ad for yourself, showing you rockets. Give me a break. Come on. Anyway, we'll expose more CIA assets, hopefully, in the future, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you give me the thumbs up as well and hit that bell icon. Feel free to share my videos and leave a comment. Thanks for your time, everybody. More great videos to come, I promise. I'm going to talk about the TR-3B, more the black triangles out of the Aurora space program, Lockheed Martin, the prime contractor. They've been lying to you a lot. Take care, guys. And Lockheed Martin are responsible for gouging a lot of money, trillions of dollars, basically, from taxpayers. Remember, on that ridiculous F-35 Turkey plane, guys, they've spent over $1 trillion on this plane. It is so outrageous. I did a whole series on the F-35. That's another example, guys, where we need to get awake and we need to fight for our right, for our freedom, my friends. And so we can get out of the slavery that's going on, that's so prevalent on our precious planet, unfortunately, guys. Slavery has never been more a viable option for some of these greedy corporate troglodytes and elitists out there, the financial cabal, everybody. Slavery is never a good thing. And it's just ridiculous. And we can do it, my friends. We can stop it, but we got to talk about it. And that means discussing the black budget technology, too. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Bye.